It's Thursday, Fallbrook, California. You can see the little coffee bar in the back. We've done some decorating back there as well. My wife wants me to spread this out a little bit because we're going to run out of things to show you decorating, but you know, hey, what can I say? Maybe I should listen. Not sure that I will, but I probably should. This week, I've been helping you with hope to remember how to adapt. At least that's been the intention. Kind of playing with these words to help stimulate in ourselves a positive mindset. We need a positive mindset, don't we? Today, let's add the words of affirmation. Screw that up. Let's add words of affirmation. There, that's better. By definition, words of affirmation are any spoken or written words that confirm, support, uplift, and empathize with another person in a positive manner. Words of affirmation are always positive. It might sound trite, but it's important that we know. Words of affirmation. Let's be positive, people. Hope, remember, adapt. Words of affirmation. Let's speak words of affirmation in all situations. Oh my goodness, that's going to be tough. Aha. It is, however. I came across a verse today, a very simple verse, and I wasn't so aware of the impact that this verse has had on my life, and I hope it'll have the same impact on you today. Maybe it already has. I know for some of you it has, and you might not even know it. I didn't even really realize it until this morning as I was looking for a verse, trying to figure out what I was going to speak about this morning. Start with this. What's one of your favorite books of the New Testament that you read a lot? Is there, is there Revelation? If it is, and wow, we're on different pages. I do like Revelation. I still am trying to figure out what all that means. But Philippians for me it's the first book that I was drawn to outside of the Gospels that I just really loved. I didn't realize so much why I did over the years now that I've done some study and all that, and understand what's actually in the book of Philippians, the letter to the Philippians, the encouragement that's there. But at first I just thought, wow, what a great book. There's a hidden jewel in this book, however, this letter, that has really impacted me, really impacted my life. And I didn't even know it. But today I want to unfold it just for a couple of minutes. It's Philippians 1:4. NIV says it this way: in all my prayers for all of you, I always pray with joy. I always pray with joy. Wow. Think about that. I remember when I first became a believer, and I'd go to a prayer meeting, and all the angry prayers I would hear. I mean, just people being angry. No wonder I can't get people to come to prayer meetings. They think that they're going to be angry prayers. I mean, that's all I would hear. And I really thought that was the way to pray. Angry with what's happening in the world, telling God how upset you are, being so angry and distraught and upset, and oh my goodness, telling God what to do. And that's all I heard. For years and years, that's all I heard. Prayer meetings would ebb and flow. They would start and stop. And that was the way people prayed. And I just thought, I don't know, why is this not sticking together? I want to pray with people, but yet, boy, listen to the anger in the prayers. I mean, literally angry prayers. Something I've learned over time. In order to be content, and that should be the goal for all of us, to be content in life. Okay? You can desire contentment is the mark of a Christian, the mark of a believer. Learning to live contented. So in order to live this way and to employ effective prayers, I need to learn how they prayed in the New Testament. How How did they pray? What's the prayers that would work, that would last? What did Jesus want us to do? Love God and love others. That's his command. But how do we go about all that? How do we effectively pray? See, Paul modeled a different style of prayer. Paul's prayers encompassed words of affirmation. In all my prayers for all of you, I always pray with joy. In all my prayers for all of you, I always pray with joy. You can still articulate to the Lord the things that are on your heart and on your mind, but do it in a positive manner. Do it with positive, and I'm going to get to why this is so important. Why this is so drastically important. But praying, not angry prayers, not spewing your venom in front of people under the disguise of prayer, but literally praying all your prayers with joy. Talking with God should be an enjoyable thing. Don't you think? Don't you think you should enjoy talking with God? When's the last time you got in an argument or you're spewing venom with a friend that you enjoyed it? It doesn't happen, does it? Same as in prayer. When we go to prayer, we're not just going with a laundry list. We're going to the Lord to find comfort and contentment in this life of strife. Prayer should be something we look forward to. Not a duty, but a desire. Wednesdays, I turn off the world for an hour. I used to announce it on Wednesday that I was going into prayer for an hour, but now I'm just doing it. But I pray for people to get saved, to receive healings, and other concerns as they're presented. Concerns will come up in prayer. Things will happen in life that you aren't even aware of. People's names come to you. Thoughts will happen when you're just spending time joyfully with the Lord. In all my prayers for all of you, I always pray with joy. Praying for everyone, especially for those people you don't like. You know, when there's somebody that you really don't like, what a wonderful way to bring them before the Lord, but with joy. Recently, I've had friends give me names of loved ones that are in need of the aforementioned prayers. Praying for people by name to get saved. Oh, man, I love doing that. Praying for people I know who need healing. I love doing that. I love bringing these requests before God. Praying for people I've met during the week. I had this one person who, we have a coat rack out in front of our church, so anytime, day or night, people can hang up a coat or take a coat. Sometimes people need a jacket. It gets quite chilly here. Okay, it's not 6 feet of snow and trudging through the freezing cold, but believe me, it gets quite chilly here, especially if you're out on the street or if you're you just barely eke by a living and you want an extra coat or you need a coat. So it's just something we do. But what happened was the other day, this young lady dropped off some jackets and I said, "Hey, thank you." I stuck my head out. And then a couple in our church went out and talked to her, and come to find out, lo and behold, that she's been praying for her husband to get saved. Now, how cool is that? I know what her first name is. I don't know what her husband's name is, but I just wrote out a little card with her name and her husband that God would become real to him. And it's just simple. It's just a wonderful way to pray with joy, not angry. Not upset. How cool would that be for that woman who's desiring for her husband to get saved, that through this selfless act of donation comes across this elderly couple who are the nicest people on the planet. They can get anything out of anybody, trust me. And they come to find out her name and the situation. All I did was merely say, hey, thanks, and I kind of left it at that. They took it to the next level and inviting her to church and all the different stuff. But now we're praying, earnestly and joyfully praying that her husband will come to know the saving grace of Jesus Christ. I don't know. I think that's a pretty cool way to pray. I'll tell you what happens. Good morning, Mara. I'll tell you what happens. I spent an hour yesterday in prayer. I'll tell you what happened to me. I was overcome with joy. I was blown away. I was overcome with joy. There's an elderly lady who is on my heart to be saved. She's somebody I've interacted with for the last couple of years. She ends up, lo and behold, she ends up calling me yesterday afternoon. She's got a problem. And I said, hey, let me pop by next week and see if I can help you out. See what it is. And, I listened to her for a while. And she, oh, Brad, that would be so nice. Hey, who knows? I'm praying for her now to be saved. Who knows what the Lord's going to do? And when you pray joyfully, not angrily because people are doing things that you don't like, but you bring what people are doing that you don't like before the Lord with joy. This is what Paul taught. This is New Testament prayer. Not yelling and screaming and being mad. All my prayers for all of you. I always pray with joy. That's how Paul did it. Always pray in joy. I'm not there, but I want to get there because I get overcome with joy. Yesterday when I was done praying, I was in such a place of contentment. It was amazing. Paul certainly was onto something. If you want to know how to live the New Testament life, listen to what Paul wrote down in a few things. Boy, he had some good stuff. And I help you start in Philippians. There's so many good books, but really, if this is kind of a new journey for you, go to Philippians. Man, you will just walk away so encouraged. 4 chapters. Do one a day. Do one a day, and in about, let's see, let me do the math here. In 2 weeks, okay. Yeah, so in 2 weeks, you'll get through it 3 times, 3.5 times. But you can get through it and you just reread it and ingest it and digest it. And then these little prayers, these little thoughts end up in your heart that you don't even know that you're reading. And all my prayers for all of you, I always pray with joy. You start praying this way. You start living this way. Your life starts to evolve into what God has planned for you because you're getting the truth of Scripture in you. You don't even realize it. You don't even recognize it. It just happens. I love this simplicity of knowing Scripture, of reading Scripture, of dwelling on Scripture. My hope today is you will remember to adapt with words of affirmation. And my promise for you is your world will certainly be better for it. Yes, Mara, he was one smart cookie. There's no question. And yet he lived a life that was tough. But oh man, he left us so much encouragement. I hope this holiday season that we are in, it's a week till Thanksgiving, hope this holiday season you can find the good side of things. You can dwell on something positive. I know it's not like what it's been, but it's okay. It can still be tremendous. There's still Zoom and FaceTime. There's still, here in SoCal, they're still outside during the day. You can visit. I'm going to go over today and visit a friend I haven't seen in months. They have a task for me to do. That's, I get invited that way. When tasks need to be done, they call Brad. But hey, whatever it takes to get over there and to see him. I've been praying for him. It's going to be joyful to see him. I hope today that you know that this guy right here, in all my prayers for all of you, I always pray with joy. My love to y'all. See you tomorrow.